Hey, what's going on, 8th grade? It's your homie, Mr. Kinney. Today is September 30th, 2013, and this is going to be page 7 in your notes. That's one page after page 6, Aislinn. Haha. Alright, today's notes is called Subtracting Mixed Numbers Using Borrowing. So it's a continuation of what we did last week. But when we did subtraction with mixed numbers, we didn't have to borrow from the bigger number, but today we will have to. There's going to be two situations where we have to borrow. One's on the front side of the page. We'll do some examples. And then if you look on the back side, that's the other situation where we'll have to borrow. Okay, so when subtracting mixed numbers, there are two I just said that. There is no fraction on the number being subtracted from. All right, so that's situation one. And we have an example of that. 4 minus 3/4. All right, so from the 4, there's no fourths for me to take from yet. So visually, that would be like if we had 4 whole circles. Nothing to pull from, can't take any fourths. But if we split one of those circles into fourths, so then we have 3 wholes and 4 fourths, we would be able to take away 1/4, 2 fourths, and 3 fourths, and we'd be left with 1, 2, 3, and 1/4. So to list that out with our steps, we would say that since no fraction is on the left number, we must take one of the whole numbers and split it into a fraction, which we did right above. So we have some sample problems here. We're going to do numbers 1 and 2 together, and then we'll leave number 3 for you to do, and we'll check in with you tomorrow and see how you did with that. All right, so for example 1, we have to split up that 4. 3/4 is going to come out, so we want to split that 4 into 3 and 4/4. So that way we can take 2 and 3/4 from it. We're going to subtract the whole numbers. 3 minus 2 get 1, and then we'll take care of the fractions, and we're left with 1 and 1/4. All right, moving on to example 2. That 11, we can't take any ninths from it, so we want to borrow and turn that into 10 and 9/9 so that we can subtract the 6 and 5/9. We do that and we're left with 4 and 4/9. Alright, so that should be pretty simple for you. To do number 3, you're going to borrow from that 8, turn it into something, take away the 3 halves, and get your answer. Alright, flipping over to the back side, this is going to be the second situation where you have to borrow, and that's when the fraction in the bigger number is too small to borrow from. So again, we'll have to borrow from the big number. So just like when there's no fraction on the number being subtracted from, we will need to split one of the whole numbers. So we have our example here, number 4, 5 1/4 minus 2 3/4. Visually, that would look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have 1/4. And if we want to subtract 2 3/4, we would need to divide that into fourths. So that way we can take away 1, 2, and then 3/4, and we'd be left with 1, 2 and a half. And when we do that below, let's see if that's what we get. So we're going to want to take that 5 1/4 and turn that into 4, and the 4/4 would make that into 5/4 minus the 2 and 3/4. So then we get 2 and 2/4, which reduces to 2 and a half, which is what we got up above. So that works. All right, nice job. All right, so let's do number 5 together here. So 9 1/6 minus 2 5/6. That 1/6 is too small to take 5/6 from, so we need to borrow from the 9, so that becomes 8. And that 6/6 plus the 1/6 gives you 7/6 minus the 2 5 and 5/6, and we're left with 6 and 2 6, which reduces to 6 and 1/3. All right, so go ahead and do number 6 on your own, and we'll check in with you again tomorrow on that. And we're not going to have you make any word problems tonight using mixed numbers and where you need to borrow. But it's always nice to try to think of situations where that might happen. Um, you have 8 candy bars and you want to give 4.5 pieces away, something like that, where you're just being able to visualize it in a real world situation is always nice. So you know you're not doing this for nothing. All right, that should be a nice quick video for you under 6 minutes. So enjoy the rest of academic hall, get your work done, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right.